in high definition. This is KCAL 9 News at noon.
Well, it's only been a few days since you made your New Year's resolutions. How are you doing so far? Millions of people every year don't fulfill their resolutions because they were just too unrealistic to start out with. Here this afternoon to help make sure we can accomplish our goals, John Birch, CEO of the Viz Raise Your Game. John, we all do it with great intentions New Year's Eve, and then, the 4th or the 5th rolls around and we're like, we'll get them next year.
It's no fault of the person who sets up the New Year's resolutions, but setting up a resolution is almost akin to just making a wish. If you don't have the right steps and the right plan, there's no handles on it.
Okay, so we have to then, and this goes for whether we're talking about the #1 resolution, which I believe is dieting,
yes,
to anything else. It works for all the resolutions. You
yes,
have to plan ahead.
Yes, and if the viewers are actually going to, they're going to watch the segment, these steps actually could be applied to multiple things, although we're going to be talking specifically about weight loss today.
Okay.
So,
and you reminded me that we met at the gym about 17 years ago, and clearly it's worked for one of us. One of us kept our resolutions. But you have to plan ahead. You
definitely have to plan ahead. That's the first thing. But the plan is going to be, the first step is to make it, you have to chunk it down.
What does that mean?
That means that you have this big goal. All right, it's always good to have big goals, but we're going to take one small piece because that's manageable.
I want to lose 10 pounds.
Well, not even that. What are you going to do tomorrow?
And that's what I mean. That's my big goal, is 10 pounds.
Yes. Tomorrow is, you have to make a decision one day to say, here's what I'm willing to do tomorrow. And that may be something as simple as 5 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. That's all I'm going to do tomorrow because I've never worked out before. For some people who were maybe college athletes, they might do something more strenuous than that. But the first thing is say what you're going to do tomorrow. Commit today to what you're going to do tomorrow.
And then we do that, and we can start to feel good about ourselves almost right away. I mean, you recognize your accomplishments.
Yes, and you're going to reflect. You're going to reflect that day on what did you do. I did what I said I was going to do with the push-ups and squats and sit-ups. I had the carrot stick instead of the donut, and I feel great. And that's all that you're looking for, is to get a little bit of a handle on what you're doing. And the seeds of success are planted in our daily decisions.
How much should I beat myself up if I had the donut instead of the carrot?
You shouldn't. Just know, though, that's going to affect your outcome and it's going to make it longer. But that's just information.
And you really do need to, your third tip, be realistic.
You do, because some people may, I've never worked out before, and I'm going to do 50 of this and 50 of that. I'm going to run a mile. I'm going to do, and then it becomes overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So they didn't really follow the first step, which is to make it a chunk. It's still too big for them. And then some people might be overly generous with themselves, and they might sandbag it a little bit and make things too simple when they actually could do more.
Like what?
Like somebody who is a former athlete, or somebody who's getting back in shape, who was in shape before. They know where they are. And having self-awareness is very important in this. And you don't have to get it right the first day. So we're going to let the people off the hook. You don't have to get it right the first day. And
the more that you do this sort of thing, the more you'll know what is the right way, and you'll get more into it. You'll get better at it.
Exactly.
Take small steps.
That's the next step, is to say, okay, I did this today. What am I going to do tomorrow? You have to go back and say, what am I going to do tomorrow? And maybe tomorrow it might be something a little bit more intense based on how you feel. An important distinction, though, is a lot of this has a lot of gravity if people are using journals. If they're going to use journals, write it down, because you could go back and analyze your success.
In jokes aside, I do try to keep a log of what I've eaten during the day, and calories add up quickly. So the more you write down, the less that you forget. Oh yeah, I forgot that I had that donut that we were talking about. That's terrible. You write it all down. It really does help a lot.
Exactly.
So you've got 5 things to do. Then the last thing that you do is set yourself apart. What does that mean?
Well, you're going to put some skin in the game. You're going to bet on yourself. You're going to make a friendly wager with hopefully somebody who's in your immediate community, a friend, next door neighbor, a spouse. And it could be as simple as wagering $1 that you're going to stay to it. And it might be $1 a day. It might be $1 for a week. You set up the parameters that you want to. I've personally done this, and in a 6-week period lost 15 pounds, and I didn't have to pay any money. But I put on the line $500.
Wow.
Any infraction.
Right.
And I hate losing. I didn't have to pay any money. Another good tip is to make that money, donate it to something that you don't like. If you're a Democrat, you could always donate it to the Republicans.
Oh, that's funny.
To give yourself some extra motivation.
That is real incentive, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. John Birch, obviously it works for you.
Great.
We thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Ken.
All right, that's terrific. We will see you next time. See you in 17 years at the gym.
Hopefully not.